Anyway, right, this scenario needs... Oh, yeah, let me just put it on this so you can see it. This scenario needs a bit of imagination. Try to imagine that you haven't joined this train, but you've been on it since the start of the service. On November the 11th, 2017, a rail tour was run by UK Rail Tours, South Eastern Railway and various other industry partners called the Passchendaele Javelin. The rail tour is used as a way to raise funds for Royal British Legion's Poppy Appeal and is coincided with the Armistice Day itself. With 2017 being the 100th anniversary of Battle of the Passchendaele, the unit you are driving, 395017, has been named Passchendaele Javelin and will remain so for a year. That means 395016 SOM 100, last year's rail tour unit, was retired for this year. This year's rail tour has a lot less comfort and photo stops, with only one lunchtime stop at Victoria being advertised, but packing in more rare and new track than previous tours. Task. The rail tour has just stopped at Kent House Station, where a 9-minute wait has been timetabled. So press the T key on your keyboard to open the doors, and then wait till departure to London Victoria. During the wait, train spotters and passengers, as well as yourself, are able to take photos and videos of the train where reasonable. Shut it. Oh, we got a line. We're on third rail, so we need to be on DC. Better, we have power now. Let's turn the headlights on. That weird noise is because it starts off with the train with the brakes essentially in emergency. Oh yeah, there's some really nice routes, Johnny. You got the GARM, the Indian Pacific, but then there's also things like the Blue Mountain Railway in Sydney, as well as the commuter railways. Why are the headlights diagonal? Well, there's actually, you've got main lights and odd. So this is, if you notice, you've got lights you got 4 lights here. The ones at the bottom are called marker lights, and these are your main headlights, and you only ever have one of each on. So you have this is, I'm trying to work out actually if that's the right side. Yeah, it's the right side, because you run that headlight that way. This is night time and this is daytime essentially. And then you run with just markers like this. That means it's just for yard movements and things like that, but if you're on the main line you'd run it with like that configuration. Is this the route I did a tutorial on scenarios on? Yes, it is. Yeah, that was at Rochester. Oh, no, it isn't. Sorry, that was on Faversham. This is South London Network. So we're at Kent House and we are on our way to London Victoria up here. Know if it's dark or not. Spot the train spotters. Right, we've got staff here. We've got train spotters there. Well, actually that's mostly staff. I don't think there's any train spotters though. There's no passengers either. Train spotters are in stealth mode. Got someone here who really couldn't care. He's wondering why her train hasn't arrived yet. Sweetie, this is a pudsy onesie. Chris 5012. Let's get those zeros, and that puts us around 2200. Keep going, folks. Thank you very much indeed, Chris. Much appreciated. Adrian, guess Nikon figures to have a view what comes in from the outside of the railway and at the same time not blind oncoming train with your lights. It's more about, so the signs for you as a driver are on your left hand side. So if you look at nighttime setup, which is that one, your bright light is now going to cause a light to come down this side of the track, so it's going to call out all the reflective signs, so you're going to get a clearer view of them. Whereas this one keeps the light effectively out of your view, because on this train you're driving in the centre, so it's not quite as obvious. But in most UK trains, you'd be sitting here on this side, and that means that you know, your light keeps you visible. Everyone can see you, but it's not going to be glaring out any signs or anything. Hopefully we'll get a chance to go in a minute. This is a fun train to drive. We're not going to get to take it up to the full 140 miles an hour, unfortunately, because we're not running on the high-speed tracks. Oh yeah, so it does. Moggy, you need the prize pot on screen for a second. There you go. It's not doing anything at the moment. I'll make sure I switch it back before we move. Good morning, Tyron. I don't know what's wrong with the cup, Captain Jenks. It's upsetting. Oh, is it working again? Alright, I'll re-add all the ones that came in earlier on then. Right, where are they? It's that one. That didn't seem to do very much. Try that one. No, I think Streamlabs are having a Sunday morning as well. I think only subs are working on the cup. Let me try the jar. Have I got any configuration changes there? It's all set to work. That's reflecting changes correctly. Swish Josh, you live in Suffolk, do you? I was born and raised in Suffolk. People like putting big long weights in their scenarios, don't they? I'll try it again. Maybe that's kicked it. Nope. Nope, it's not working. Spider1428, apologies, I missed your resub. 9 months went quick. Love the streams and all the things you do for charity. 9th month. Thank you very much, Spider. Really appreciate it. AI Kyle, 100 bits, supporting children in need. You're a great person. Thank you very much indeed, AI Kyle. Much appreciated. Like I said, I'm going to take all the bits at the end of today and wrap them up into a donation and put them onto Just Giving. Keep the donations coming. Thank you very much, Chuckin' Nutter. Apologies that things aren't working in the cup. It's very disappointing. Train guy, thank you for the cheers. You may now depart for London Victoria. We are expected at 1:15. We've been asked nicely for you to pull up to the buffers so that photos can be taken. That was Ed, wasn't it? You'll be behind a fast train from Canterbury West, but it should be far enough ahead of you that it won't affect your journey. However, there is going to be a red signal just before Herne Hill to allow passing Thameslink service through to Brighton. There is a chance you'll be arriving early, so your driving doesn't need to be aggressive at all. Just keep to the speed limits and don't mess up signals, and we should have some happy passengers upon arrival to Victoria. What are we saying there anyway? What are you saying there, Simply Transport? Right, we're off. Got Jan Chadova scenario next. Everyone shout out really, really loud and remind me to reboot after this scenario. I am a spad happy madman. I did not spad yesterday. Okay, there was a meter in it, but I did not spad. See you later, don't forget the AWS. Hopefully see you later on. So we're not stopping now until Victoria, so I haven't got to worry about missing any stations, except hopefully I don't miss the final one. Is the GPS thing part of the game? What, on the top corner of the stream? No, that's another plugin that I've written myself. I kind of wish that I'd done a scenario now in the list that had this thing running on the London Faversham high speed, because it's just really good fun switching the power to overheads and running on the TVM powered lines. It doesn't matter how thick the skin in my teeth was, I avoided that spad. There only needed to be millimeters in it. Transport Guide, how come there weren't a launch discount for DS18? You will have to ask Dovetail that question, I'm afraid. I've got no idea. Yeah, lights in the UK, Chiso, are not to help the driver see. They are there so that other people can see you clearly. It's sort of an odd concept, but... Sea Lion, you were on the train, hit 140 mph twice during the day. Oh wow. And raised 20,000. That's brilliant. See you later, Chris Josh. No, that's the list of keys that I was given, Adrian. I can't add different keys. I've got essentially before the stream starts, I contact a load of different people, and they send me a list of what they're happy to contribute. Chimalover, great work, Matt. He says, thank you very much for that donation. Really appreciate it. And that puts us at 2210. Hey, thanks for the follow, Josh. Also, much appreciated. In the City Deltic, 2 javelins can do the same speed as 1. If I don't give away all the keys, I will give away all the keys. If I don't give away any keys, then they will just go back to the people that I can't give away keys on Discord because that's only available to subs, and that wouldn't be necessarily legal, since there's an implication there that you would need to pay money to gain access, which turns it into a raffle or a lottery, which is you need a license for. Once he's gone, hopefully I'll get my green. You pulled up really close to this red in one test and the train shut down. Nice. Limit coming up here. Hey Lee, I've just seen your message. Thank you very much, mate. I'll try and get that figured in. That's really cool. Have I ever been to Bournemouth or Southampton on the SWML? I've been on the SWML, but I don't think I've ridden that line to those places. This is probably my favourite train, Dan. Yes, of the modern era of trains, the Javelin is probably one of my favourites. We've got a freight train rolling in over there. Up to 45. Well, the thing that beeps when I press a button, that is called AWS, the automatic warning system. It's telling me that I've got a non-green signal ahead of me. So it's basically saying you are aware that you've got a danger signal up ahead, and you're saying yes, I'm aware of that. What train was pulling that freight? We need to find out, don't we? I was just wondering that. Looks like an EWS shed. Yep, EWS shed. Tony H, thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated. £2,220. Who's going to do the £2.22 donation? Come on. Who's going to do the £2.22 donation? Someone's got to. Or will somebody else put a donation in that puts us straight past it, just to avoid that from being able to happen? We came here doing train spotting live at one point. What game is this? Train Simulator. Yes, it's a thing. Silver Fennekin, so I may or may not have bought 3 pots of salsa and sour cream and a few bags of Doritos because sales. Why not? Oh, this is the approach to Victoria. Short but sweet journey. I'm sure this scenario was half waiting and half driving. But the traffic light is yellow, you'll get an alarm as you approach it, and then you need to proceed it at a speed at which you could stop by the next signal, essentially. You'd normally be doing sort of, on a 4-aspect system like this, you'd be doing 1/3 the speed limit as you go through it. But that's not enforced. Silver Fennekin, he throws in the £2.22, and then we go, folks, £2,222.22. Boom. Thank you, Silver Fennekin. This bit of the trade controller you can buy. If you go to raildriver.com, you can find out more about it, but if you look on eBay, you might find them a lot cheaper. Then this stuff here is flight control panel. So this is a Flight Sim Cytec flight instrument panel, and then this is the Cytec backlit information panel, and I've written my own software to integrate them into the game. Then I've got the AWS thing, which I'm using. "3 minutes of this signal." Oh dear. I think that might be pushing it. Dr. Mick got sick. He's asking who's going to donate £1,111 and 11 pence. A lot of people say that, sweetie. It's one of those things, it's almost difficult to explain where the entertainment and fun is in driving a train, because you can't steer, you can't go up and down, it's not like a flight sim or a racing game. However, actually what the skill of driving a train is essentially stopping it. Making it go is easy, it's stopping it. Knowing when to stop it, knowing when to slow down, what your maximum speed is, and making sure you get everyone to where you're going safely and not spadding. Shh, everybody. Shh. Jellybean, thank you very much. There's more bacon required. Heartily agreed. Heartily agreed. Diddle, no, I'm not dressed as Winnie the Pooh. I'm dressed as Pudsey, the mascot for children in need. I regularly forget drive quality, Mickey D. Oh, Gatwick train going in. You want me to tab it now, do you? Oh, here we go. Got permission from the dispatcher to go through a red light. What was on the advert boards around here in the end? Sure, at one point there was an advert for Trains vs Zombies 2 in there. Part of the appeal of driving is systems management. People seem to think a train is just a long car without a steering wheel, but it's a rather bad analogy. I think that's a very good way of putting it, Trabant Deluxe. Like a lot of simulators, sweetie, it's more about learning. It's more of a study game. Nasha, the team are really talented at creating these routes, and they spend a lot of time researching them. These are full one-to-one scale models. I mean, they're only artist impressions of the route. They're not perfect by any means, but they are intended to be quite close, and I think they succeed very well. Sweetie, how long have I been streaming? If you mean today, then it's since 9 o'clock, so getting on for 2 hours. If you mean in total, then, I don't know, 3 years or so. It's the Nom Nom train. I missed the donation. Hang on. What did I miss? I got Jelly Bean. Well, you're never going to get anything 100% simply transport. Otherwise the route would never get released. You open that up once and spent next 20 minutes trying to close it. It's the B key. The B key is the one that opens that one and closes it. You just press the B key again. Look outside the gate. Oh, look at this. Some other strange adverts the art team come up with. Lobster. Yeah, shift space is the other horn. Just looks cool, that train. It just looks amazing. The Passchendaele Javelin Rail Tour, 11th of November 2017. We made it to Victoria. Thank you for your good driving today, driver. We're now waiting on some photographers to arrive at the station to get a quick snap, as well as lunch for the passengers before we head back out of the station to Sidcup siding at 1:49. Thank you for playing. Hope you enjoyed the scenario and feel free to leave a comment on the workshop. Right, that's tier 17 re-downloading. You blame me, Lee. Oh, superb. Right, I've got a couple of extra things I want to add to